Yay Networks.
Welcome to another A Sandwich and Some Lovin' podcast. I'm Kellie Raspberry Evans. This is my husband and the losing his eyesight, might I add, husband and co-host Alan Evans.
Hey, Train in the house.
Just saying before we went on the podcast tonight, your vision's starting to go, huh?
This 50 thing, turning 50 this year.
Starting to hit you hard.
Well, it's like playing whack-a-mole. Like once you think you got one thing taken care of, there's something else that pops up that you're losing.
Yeah, this week it's your eyesight.
Right. I'm using this shampoo. It's you just shampoo every day and it gradually gets rid of the grays.
Yeah.
So have you noticed it looks a little darker?
It's very subtle.
It's very subtle though. Yeah. So I got that taken care of, but now I can't see.
You think the hair color is diminishing your eyesight? That's one of the side effects you didn't read on the side of the bottle?
Maybe.
Maybe. You need to read that fine print, but you can't because you can't see.
I can't see, but I do have my Caddis, hashtag not an ad, Caddis glasses. So
I vividly
1.25.
I vividly remember the day when, because I had LASIK many years ago, so my vision was fine for distance. It was just one day I picked up something to look at it, and I literally had to hold it away from my face, and I just never forget that. It's like, oh, that's what that's like, and my reading vision went like boom overnight, because your eyeball is a muscle that expands and contracts and focuses. That's what's happening. And they say one of the things you can do, like because we're all staring at computers and devices all day, to delay the onset of needing reading glasses, you should wear blue blockers, but you should also take a break every, I don't even know, 10 or 15 minutes and look at something far away. And then look, do that little exercise where your muscle, because it's like any other muscle in your body, you got to keep it working to stay in shape. So if I'd have known that, I would have been looking at stuff far off a lot more.
You got to exercise your muscles.
Exercise your muscles, exercise your mind, delay the onset of Alzheimer's. I've read, and I don't know if it's true or not, that if you're going to get Alzheimer's, you're going to get it, but you can delay the onset of it by keeping your mind active with those word puzzles and things like that.
I've heard that too.
Hobbies and things.
I've heard that too.
But they're coming close to they're doing breakthroughs in Alzheimer's. So I'm excited about that because I have, some of that in my family.
Who's they?
The people that research Alzheimer's.
Oh, scientists.
Those guys and gals.
Why do they have to be guys? Oh, okay.
I fixed it.
Okay.
Can't trap me.
Well, our live studio audience, and I've also seen on the social media this week, 2 podcasts in a row where A-Train was bringing the content.
Yeah, and it got lewder and lewder. Is that a word? Or more lewd and more lewd?
I don't know if I've worn them out or if they're just politely kind of wanting you to bring the content.
Are they nudging you back the other way?
Well, yeah. So I've made a deal with Kellie tonight. I will not say one lewd thing.
Thank you.
Or make one lewd innuendo.
I don't know if you can do it, Alan.
So this is a challenge. We'll see if I can do it.
I think people feel like they haven't, we're not doing Barney podcasting here.
We're not doing what's that?
For 4-year-olds, Barney.
Oh,
it's not like that.
We're not.
But I just don't think we have to be just dirty either.
I don't think we're just blatantly in your face dirty.
No,
though.
You've been blatantly in your face
I have
dirty
not.
the past couple of podcasts.
I would disagree. I've talked about real world scenarios. The man that had his testes, that's not lewd. That's the scientific name for his balls. He had his.
You're on the threshold right now.
He had his testes on the subway seat, and we were talking about under breast versus under testes.
Why are we revisiting that? You're just now contradicting yourself because you're poking the bear. You're poking the balls.
No,
That's exactly what you're doing.
I'm just saying the subjects I brought up were not. No.
Well, we don't need to hear that again.
And the other one was dinner table talk that you could also use.
Again, people can go listen to a previous podcast
when engaging in relations.
Okay.
So you're bringing the content this week.
Yeah, I am. But also, Alan,
I have some.
That's exactly right. Because remember, I don't even remember if it was the podcast last or the one before that, but you didn't get to your Battle of the A-holes story, the battle that you won. And I know the audience feels gypped.
Did I win?
I don't know for sure. Alan reenacted it for me, and I wasn't really sure who won.
Oh, so we need a ruling.
It's a ruling.
So we need a listener ruling.
So we never got to that. So I want to make sure you get to that during this podcast.
Well, why don't we lead off with that?
We will. And then in addition to that, I am not a big golf watcher. When it comes on TV, I typically turn the channel. I don't care. But I married a man, and he and his father and his brother-in-law, and apparently your sister-in-law, all the Evans love watching golf on TV.
Well, the major tournaments.
The major tournaments.
Yeah, not just any tournament.
But I'll tell you,
yeah,
I actually got sucked in and really enjoyed watching
It was exciting,
golf
wasn't it?
with you this weekend. So we're going to talk about the historic golf match that I witnessed.
Just a little bit.
We're
just going to touch on it a
We're
little
not
bit.
going to bore everybody who doesn't care for golf.
Right.
Like I typically don't. But it was really
We're going to make it
really
relatable.
cool.
We're going to make it #relatable.
And also, we hear a lot about how people in foreign countries, they don't like Americans. If you go to France, what does everybody always tell you?
Good eye, mate.
No, they always say, well, be careful because the French people don't like Americans.
Do you scuba?
What?
Do you scuba?
Do I scuba?
Do you scuba?
Does that mean something?
That was in Along Came Polly, that French.
Oh, I forget that movie.
Yeah.
I saw it I half watched it one day on DVD. So I don't remember. Was that a dirty reference?
No, he was a scuba instructor, so he kept asking him, "Do you scuba?" Yeah.
Well,
that didn't sound French.
I didn't. I knew what you were saying, but I thought maybe you were alluding to something lewd. But then again, you promised
no,
you wouldn't.
I can do my Jose Bear impersonation.
Go ahead.
No, that's okay.
Well,
you have this product in your hair. It's like how do you say?
Sound German.
It's like cement. Excuse me, Jose. It's like cement. It's a sticky. It's too much product in your hair.
You need to work on that a little bit.
What did that sound like?
A little Germany. I don't know. But we're going to talk about, I love BuzzFeed. Not always, because BuzzFeed, they had some kid. They just quit looking at my stuff. They just keep like, you can determine what houseplant will work best for you based on your favorite Meg Ryan movie. And it really makes no sense. You just take a quiz, it spits out an answer. We're like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? But sometimes there's some interesting BuzzFeed articles. And I found one, stuff that Americans do that make non-Americans go, eh?
Is this a list?
It's sort of a list, but not really. It's not like number 1 through 10 or anything. It's not like a countdown.
Do you know I was on BuzzFeed one time?
You were. It was an article about women sleeping with what we have to put up with when we sleep with our men or something.
Yeah.
And it was you getting ready with your, you were sleeping with a device it wasn't the anti-snoring device.
It was a sleep study.
It was a sleep study device.
Sexy.
Yeah.
It's a big thing I put on my head.
It pops up from time to time on BuzzFeed still.
Yeah.
And I'm lying there. I get a little honorable mention because I'm in the background laughing at you.
I know. I could see your little head poking over my shoulder.
So we've got a lot to get to this podcast. We've all got goals. Alan, as a matter of fact, is working really hard on his summer bod because he's got to put on a flesh-colored Speedo.
Which I have received.
Yes, for the podcast family vacation. Let me just say, his sister thought it was mine.
They thought I went to show my sister Kellie and I's new bed and our new Helix mattress.
Yes.
And a bunch of new blouses that I got from Jeff.
Yes.
And when she walked in the room, on one of the many console tables we have here at
consoles.
Oh my gosh, here at Evan's residence, she saw what she thought were panties.
No,
and she went, whoa! She went, whoa! And I was like, no, those are mine.
Right.
And she's like, oh,
that's
well,
Alan's fresh flesh-colored Speedo.
Well, she actually put palmed ahead when she saw them.
Have you even tried it on yet?
No, I haven't.
I need to do that, maybe for sexy time later. But as I said, Alan's got a body goal. And, I have been very honest about my hair goals, very open, because, I chopped it all off because it was damaged from too much styling and coloring. And plus, my hair falls out in buckets. I was vacuuming yesterday and I had to stop and cut my hair out of the... Have you ever had to do that, ladies? Where your hair gets wrapped around the blades or whatever, the spinny wheel of the vacuum cleaner, and I was forever bending down after a shower to get all the hair that fell out of the drain? Well, let me tell you what I did. I went to Function of Beauty's website and I took their online quiz and I listed what my hair goals were. One of them was to stop losing all my hair. And from the very first shampoo and condition with my Function of Beauty, Alan, I haven't been scooping out hair out of the bathroom drain. Seriously, from the very first shampoo.
It works.
I took their online quiz, chose my color and fragrance, which was lavender. It smells so good. And that was it. They started sending it to my house. And you can do the same. Take the quiz, tell them about your hair type, what your hashtag hair goals are. You're trying to grow it out. You're trying to get more volume. You're trying to control the oil. Then you choose your color and fragrance. You can go fragrance and dye free also. And then Function's team determines the perfect blend of ingredients. They bottle your formula. They deliver it right to your door. And because your hair does change with the season, you can change your hair goals before every shipment. And feel good about this because every ingredient Function of Beauty uses is vegan and cruelty-free. They never use sulfates or parabens. You can also go completely silicone-free. There are over 54 trillion possible formulations. And Function of Beauty has over 50,000 real 5-star reviews. Function of Beauty offers completely personalized formulas for body and skin care too, so you can customize your beauty routine literally from hair to toe.
So never buy off the shelf just to be disappointed ever again. Go to functionofbeauty.com/sandwich to take your quiz and save 20% off your first order. That applies to their full range of customized hair, skin, and body products. So go to functionofbeauty.com/sandwich. Let them know Kellie and I sent you and get 20% off your order. functionofbeauty.com/sandwich.
Thank you, Function of Beauty. All right, Alan, let's get your story that we teased out of the way.
Well, before that,
Battle of the A-holes.
Before that, have you started constructing an ark yet?
I know. We're so over
What in
the
the
rain.
hell is going on?
The middle of the country, apparently. It's not just Texas, but man, I'm so over the rain. And I'm one of those people that it affects my mood. And
yes.
I think even people who say typically they're not affected that much by the weather, the weather doesn't impact their moods. That's true if the weather's only bad for a day or two. But this has been going on over a week. And I think the people with the strongest, what do you call it? Constitution, I guess, mental and emotional constitution. After a week or two of this crap, it's like, man, I'm tired, draggy, I'm getting a little cranky. It's just this weather, man. We need some sun.
I went to go get the mail, and I saw 2 grasshoppers in a canoe.
Really? No, you're joking, right? Anyway.
I told Cole. Did I tell you this? I told Cole. I did.
Yeah, you could tell it on the podcast.
Have I told it on the podcast?
I don't remember. I've heard these jokes over and over. I can't remember where
Cole
I hear
sent
them.
me a picture of him somewhere behind his mom's house, I think.
Deluged.
And there was this rushing creek, and he took a video of it and sent it to me. And it was right after a heavy rain that we've had. Like, we've had so much heavy rain. And I said, "You guys be careful next to that creek." And I said, "Hey, I just think I saw a frog with a life jacket on." And then he never responded. And then when I saw him this weekend, I said, "Hey, you never responded to when I said I saw a frog with a life jacket on." He said, "Well, I was looking for a frog with a life jacket, and I couldn't."
Aww.
I'm like, "No, but it was just a joke." He really thought there was a frog with a life jacket on.
Well, you got him.
That means I had to explain it.
Yeah.
Frogs can swim.
Yeah,
So
you were just saying it's so much
it's
rain.
so much rain, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
the
like,
cricket thing.
Why would he need a life
And
jacket?
crickets in a canoe or something, right?
Well, yeah.
The crickets could drown.
Well, they were grasshoppers.
Or grasshoppers.
Okay.
Maybe the crickets in a canoe would have been funnier because of the alliteration.
The little boatman in the canoe?
No, crickets in a canoe.
Okay. So I teased an interaction I had with the general public at the park last podcast. Of course, we didn't get to it. I told Kellie this story, and it's undetermined who the winner of Battle of the A-Holes was.
Yeah, we call it the BOTA.
BOTA.
Because it's
BOTA.
very vulgar to say Battle of the A-Holes every time. And plus, when we're in mixed company, and if somebody's actually being a jerk in the moment, we can say, BOTA?
BOTA.
And Alan's like, in that way, it's kind of code. So now you all know our code, BOTA.
Right. Like if we see like at a restaurant and somebody's arguing with the waiter, maybe, and we're like, oh, I wonder who's going to win that BOTA.
Yeah.
Nobody knows.
So now you know.
Nobody knows what we're talking about.
Okay.
Okay. So I went to walk the dogs the other day, and I'm walking around the park, and about 100 yards away, I notice a man, and he has 2 dogs. One is a Great Dane. One, I think it was a Boston Terrier. So smaller, about Zoe's size, but bigger than Larry. So,
and our dogs are small.
Yeah, our dogs are small.
We have 2 dogs as well, just small.
Zoe's 17 pounds. Larry's about 12 pounds. You know, whatever. Small dogs. So, you know, I'm not a big fan of big dogs.
No.
I don't like big animals.
You're not.
But anything that's like Great Dane size and bigger, I'm out. I don't like horses scare me because I got bit by a horse when I was a kid. I don't like elephants. I don't like whales. You know, anything big I don't like.
Yeah.
Great Dane. So I look and the Great Dane is off his leash.
That's not good.
So I get it. A lot of people like to let their dog off the leash because they're like, oh, he can run free and he can be a dog.
We're a
and
mile from a dog park where they could do that.
my point exactly.
Yes.
You can always go to a dog park if, I'm just saying, if you wanted to let your dog off the leash, they can run off the leash all they want. But anyway, this guy's out in a public area with a Great Dane off a leash.
The little dog on a leash.
Little dog's on the leash.
Yes, can't trust that little one.
No. So I'm walking the dogs and I see this and I stop about, I'd say we were like 100 yards away. And I'm like, you know, I'm going to let this guy like finish what he's doing because I ain't walking over there next to that Great Dane. So he sees us and I think he was, you know, being a responsible dog owner. So he's trying to call his Great Dane. The Great Dane won't come. And we're watching this buffoonery for about 5 minutes. The Great Dane's running in circles and he finally gets the Great Dane on the leash. So now he has 2 dogs on the leash. I resume walking, and I thought that he was going to walk our direction, but give us room, and we were going to give him room, you know?
Steer clear of each
Steer
other.
clear, because we both got, you know, 2 dogs, and he's got a big dog, and his dog, I guess, was a little out of control. That's not what he did. So he stays right in the middle of the path with these dogs.
He was there first.
He was there first. So I guess I could have turned around and gone the other direction.
That was my suggestion. Why didn't you just go the other path?
Well, because a little BOTA kicked in. You know,
Yeah.
I'm a blue-ribbed winner, and I was thinking, no, I'm going to resume where I was going. I'm going to keep going that direction.
Yeah.
Because
Even though there is a mammoth dog.
Right. I want to go that way. I don't want to go backwards.
The man who's scared of big dogs has chosen, I'm going to face my fear head on.
Right. So as the closer we get, the more kind of skittish our dogs are getting. And then the Great Dane sees us, and he's like, whoa, 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 doing that bit.
Yeah, and still you had time to bail.
Right. Well, now I'm about 20 yards away.
Now you're committed.
Now I'm committed. And the owner is like, you know, no, Bruce, no. He's just no, Bruce, don't do that, Bruce. Bruce, don't do that.
He probably read Cesar Millan, as you did, and how the dogs feed off your energy.
Right.
So if he started raising his voice and yelling at the dogs,
escalated the situation.
It escalated the situation. He was trying to maintain his calm demeanor.
His composure? Yeah.
Yes.
Well, okay. So we get closer and closer, and he pulls his dogs off the side of the path.
Gently.
As best he could. I mean, one's a Great Dane, and the Great Dane's going, but whoa, 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 whoa. You know, and I'm like, so I'm getting nervous. My dogs are getting nervous.
They're feeding off your energy.
Right. And then the Boston Terrier starts letting us have it. You know?
So you got bap, 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 and
right.
Oh, okay.
Right. And then Larry and Zoe are just getting real skittish. Like their eyes are darting both directions, kind of looking at me like, what are we doing? Well, he says something to me like, oh, you know, these are 2 killers, but they're really nice dogs. Or
that's what everybody always says.
Yeah, everybody always says.
As their dogs are lunging at you.
Lunging and snarling and drooling.
They don't bite.
You know, they're really friendly.
I've used that. I've said the same thing.
And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's cool. That's okay. Thank you. And I just keep going. You know, I'm just like walking. I did not engage.
You didn't even say thank you. You just,
just kind of nervous machine gun laughter. And just kind of So I get past him, and then I hear a tit behind us. Well, the little Boston Terrier, somehow he had dropped that leash. So he had the Great Dane still, and it's whoa, whoa, whoa still. And then the Boston Terrier, he had dropped the leash, and now he's running after us.
In attack mode?
Not attack mode, but he ran directly at us. And Zoe turns around and starts giving the Boston Terrier the business.
Oh, yeah.
So now the 2 of them are in it.
The Schnauzer and the Boston Terrier.
Yes.
What's Larry doing with his little cock eyes?
Larry had tail between legs.
Did he pee on himself?
He didn't pee himself, but you know how his eyes are real nervous.
Yeah, they get even wonkier when he's
even
nervous.
wilder. Yeah, he was doing that. You know how he hunches over?
Oh, poor thing.
Yeah, he was doing that. Well, so now the Boston Terrier and Zoe are in not a fight, but they're kind of at each other. You know?
Yeah.
I'm like, good gosh, what is going on? So the guy is trying to call Bubbles or whatever. Bubbles, come here. Bubbles, come here. And Bubbles and Zoe
They can't even hear him.
They can't hear him. Meanwhile, he's holding the Great Dane, which still is going ape shit. Okay. Rah, 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 rah. So I kind of look at him like, I didn't know if he wanted me to get the dog or just let the dog do what he's going to do. So I just resumed walking. So we kept going. And here comes Bubbles behind us. So now I'm thinking, if I keep walking, Bubbles is going to follow me home.
And we'll have 3 dogs.
And we'll have 3 dogs. So I'm looking at the guy, and Bubbles, come here. Bubbles, come here. And Bubbles isn't listening to him. Bubbles has now wrapped his leash around my right leg. Zoe and Larry have wrapped their leashes around both legs.
Oh, my.
I'm about to fall down. So I'm I can feel the
BOTA is rising up.
Yeah, the BOTA within me is starting to, how.
Bubble up.
Remember the Incredible Hulk?
Bubble and BOTA.
You remember the Incredible Hulk?
Yes.
How Bill Bixby.
You won't like me when I'm angry.
You won't like me when I'm angry.
Yes.
Yeah, I was getting a little bit of that, So I unwrapped my dogs. I unwrapped his dog. And then I put the leash down for his dog. And then I tried to resume walking again. 3rd time, here comes Bubbles. So at this point, I step on Bubbles' leash, which is a retractable leash. It's not like I choked another dog. I didn't choke Bubbles. I step on Bubbles' leash. I pick up Bubbles' leash, and I walk it over to the guy, and I hand it to him.
And what did you say?
I didn't say anything.
Nothing. Not a word.
Not one word. I just handed it to him.
Because BOTA was in full effect.
My
at this point.
My eyes were black.
Black like coal. I've seen those eyes.
Yeah, I had black great white shark eyes, and I gave it to him, and I turned around and I resumed my walk.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, I can hear him. Oh, okay, Bruce, Bubbles, let's go, and that was it. So we both went our other directions.
Mm-hmm.
So the question is, who was the a-hole in this situation? Was the a-hole the guy who didn't have the Great Dane on the leash and who let go of the other dog's leash, or just it fell out of his hand or whatever, and then he wouldn't get control of his dogs and wrapped me up and almost got our dogs in a fight? Was he the a-hole? Or was the a-hole the guy that rescued his dog and then brought back his leash?
Or could have gone the other way and avoided this scenario altogether.
I could have, but I decided not to.
I'm not going to choose sides here, honey.
Who do you think the a-hole was?
I say it could be 50-50. I think you both displayed certain levels of BOTA in that moment. He shouldn't have had his Great Dane off the leash.
Yeah.
Number 1. Number 2, he could have had better control and taken more charge of his dogs rather than just let him run amok.
Yeah.
You could have gone the other way, and you could have spoken rather than just stomp on the leash and hand it back to him with your charcoal black eyes. I know how I've seen that stare.
I'm going to be judgy dog owner trainer guy now.
Yeah.
But if I ever see a person walking a dog and they have one of those retractable leashes.
I used to walk with a retractable leash with my dog.
Then they have no control over what's going on.
But it's not like when I used to walk with a retractable leash with George. And George was a good dog. And George, I'd let him go sniff around and stuff.
Okay.
He wasn't pulling on me, and it wasn't an unpleasant experience.
Maybe little toy dogs, there's one thing.
Okay, so now you're going to put
But if
parentheses.
you put a Great Dane on a retractable leash.
That's tough.
And he's going to drag you all over the neighborhood.
With bigger dogs, you have to take control. Or it's like, and I'm bad too. I often just let Alan take the dogs because he has worked with them where they walk right by his side, and with me they pull me constantly. And at first I'll start off really good where I've got them by my side, but then as we get deeper and deeper to the walk, by the end they're dragging me, and it's no fun. And you see it all the time.
Yeah.
But I do love my dogs.
I love all dogs. I love dogs. It's just
except for the big ones.
the big ones, and then he just couldn't get Bubbles under control.
I know.
And then I had to take Bubbles back to his owner.
Yeah.
Which I was happy to do.
No, you weren't.
But
you
after,
did it with
yeah,
animosity.
actually,
in your heart.
I wasn't happy to do it because it was like the fourth time that Bubbles had wrapped his leash around my legs.
Yeah.
But I kept my cool.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I think, you've probably benefited from therapy.
I have.
Alan and I are.
I needed therapy
you
after
needed
that.
therapy. You needed to learn how to deal with. I mean, we all get angry and we all get in the heat of the moment. It's what you do in that moment that makes all the difference. And Alan and I are both big believers in therapy. And sometimes we all need somebody to talk to. And thank goodness there is BetterHelp.
BetterHelp.
Let BetterHelp assess exactly what you need, and they'll match you with your own licensed professional therapist. It's not self-help. It's not a crisis line. BetterHelp allows you to connect with a licensed professional therapist in a safe, private online environment. You could start communicating in under 48 hours. You can send a message to your counselor anytime and get timely, thoughtful responses. You could also schedule weekly phone sessions or video sessions because sometimes it's nice to have that, eye to eye, even through a video session. And I know a lot of you listening, you maybe live in a very small town, and sometimes there is simply not a therapist who matches with what you need. Therapy is not one size fits all, and BetterHelp offers licensed professional counselors specialized in depression, stress, trauma, anger issues, LGBTQ matters, grief, anything you can think of that you're dealing with. Maybe it's a work-related issue. And anything you share is completely confidential. And if you need, changing counselors is simple and free. Plus, BetterHelp is more affordable than traditional offline counseling, and financial aid is available.
And we want you to start living a happier life today. So as one of our listeners, you'll get 10% off your first month by visiting our sponsor, BetterHelp.com/sandwich. Join over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health. Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/sandwich.
Thank you, BetterHelp. All right, now that we're all zen, we all took a deep breath. We're all feeling better, very zen.
You have a list.
Well, it's not a list.
People
it's just
love
things.
lists.
But we're going to talk real briefly about the Phil Mickelson.
Oh.
He is going to be 51 years old on June 16th. That's his birthday. He's going to be 51, so less than a month away.
Mm-hmm.
He won the world. He's a World Golf Hall of Fame inductee.
Mm-hmm.
He won his first Masters tournament in 2004. He took the title again in 2006 and 2010. And at the age of 50, just shy of 51, he became the oldest PGA Championship winner in history.
Yeah, I have followed Phil Mickelson my entire life because when I was in high school, Phil Mickelson was in high school, and I played high school golf.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone knew who Phil Mickelson was. I mean, you knew this kid in Arizona, he was really good. And he ended up winning a professional tournament as an amateur. He beat all the professionals before he turned pro.
He was a prodigy.
He was a prodigy. And went on the tour, and he played he's played on the PGA Tour ever since he got out of college. It took him a long time to win his first major tournament, which was the Masters in 2005, I think. But
it said he won
or 2004.
The first Masters in 2004.
2004. He won his first Masters in 2004. And I was just telling Kelly, I followed golf my entire life. I played golf my entire life. I don't think people realize how difficult that is to do what he did this weekend at 50 years old to win one of the major tournaments. The major tournaments are the Masters, the U.S. Open, the British Open, and the PGA Championship. He won the PGA Championship, which he's now won twice. This is the second time he's won it.
It was in South Carolina, too.
It was at Kiowa
Island.
Kiowa Island, the ocean course. This really, really difficult course.
It was. Everybody was hitting it not on the green part and the other parts.
The wind was blowing 20 miles an hour.
But it's right by the ocean. That's what you get.
Yeah.
Why would they put a golf course there?
But well, because that's a great place for a golf course.
But the wind.
It makes it tougher. It's a beautiful scenery.
Why wouldn't you just come a little bit more inland so you wouldn't have the wind?
It's a link style golf course. It's patterned after the courses in Scotland. It's a link style course right by the ocean. But so Phil, he's been off of the golf map the last 5 years. I mean, he's not even, he didn't have a top 25 this year.
Was he still playing?
He was still playing, but he's at that age between 45 and 50. Usually golfers, they just kind of go off the map, and then they'll kind of resume a second career on the senior tour, which you're eligible for when you're 50. Well, Phil he's the first golfer to ever win a major tournament at age 50, which is just, in sports, it's just an incredible feat.
Before him, there was like 48, I think, was it?
48, Julius Burrows. There was a guy who played back in the 60s. And then Jack Nicklaus, he won the Masters in 1986 when he was 46. Those were the two oldest before Phil. But just incredible. Apparently, the last 5 years, he's been working on his fitness, his mental game, his physical game with golf.
Was he a bad boy at some point? Because your sister, Amanda, and she never listens to this podcast, by the way.
It's too lewd.
We're sitting there, and she's like, wait, are we for Phil Mickelson? Do we like him now?
Mickelson.
Mickelson.
Yes, with an M.
Oh, are we for Phil Mickelson? Because I was like, why? Is he like a bad boy?
No, he was never a bad boy.
Because she said she thought maybe we weren't supposed to be for him.
No,
is there a bad boy of golf we're not supposed to be for?
No. I mean, there are some golfers that, I don't know, people don't like as much as others, but yeah.
There's no brat?
Yeah, there's some brats. Yeah, there's a guy named Patrick Reed who's kind of a brat.
Okay.
Yeah. But no, Mickelson's always been a very popular golfer. But I just wanted to say, hey, congratulations to Phil Mickelson. You see a guy your age doing stuff like that, and he says, I guess the inspiration for me is, he said, I've worked so hard to get to this goal, and he said, I knew I could do it, but I'm still really surprised that I did it.
Yeah.
So I guess that would apply to anybody when you get to be a little older and you remember how good you were at certain things. He was saying it just takes a little more work and more dedication. I have to work out harder. I have to practice harder. He has to do everything harder, because at that age you start losing some of your skills. I guess that would apply with a lot of things,
Yeah.
a lot of things in life. But I just thought it was so inspirational because he never gave up, even at age 50.
Who was the guy he was fighting for the win?
Brooks Koepka.
Yeah.
Who's in his 30s. He's built like a freaking bouncer.
Yeah.
He can hit it about 9 miles. I mean, he's a great player. And Phil beat him straight up. I mean, Brooks Koepka wasn't even a factor, really.
Yeah.
He beat him by 2, so.
You don't think there's ever like a moment when you're like, as the number 2 guy, who you're thinking, okay, this is a history-making moment, and I could either ruin it for him, or I, and play my absolute best. Do you think there's some sort of part of you that wants the guy to have his moment?
I don't think so.
And pulls up a little bit?
I think at that level, babe, I've heard a lot of those guys talk. At that level, they're just concentrating on what they have to do.
Yeah.
And whatever happens is going to happen. They're not worried about the other guy. That's the thing about golf is, I mean, you're playing the course, firstly. You are watching what he's doing, but your number one thing you're focused on is what you're doing.
Yeah, because at the end when they had to sign their little scorecard sheets, he didn't act like he was overly thrilled that he got beat. He's like, hey, here, man, sign it. And it wasn't like a big deal.
No, Brooks Koepka is one of the best players in the world. He was probably not real happy he got beat.
Yeah, but he should It was a history-making moment.
Yeah.
He should have acknowledged that. Maybe he did, where we just didn't see it.
Yeah, and I think a lot of you saw when Phil broke through the crowd and he was walking in, how many players ran over to him and hugged him.
I couldn't get over how close everybody got, because it's like, if he reared that golf club back, I was afraid he was going to hit somebody. They were standing so close to him, and one bozo, right when he's going to his last hole thing, jumped on him. And did you see Phil? He got pulled over to the side. That guy could have messed up his arm and he couldn't have hit the golf ball.
I know.
People were jumping on him.
That wasn't cool to grab him like that.
That was not cool.
Yeah.
And those bozos ruin it for everybody.
Yeah.
They're going to say, Phil probably later, he probably wasn't thinking about in the moment, but looking back, that could have really cost me the tournament if that guy would have hurt me and took him down.
I know. Or broke his putter or something like that.
Something. And then, it ruins it for everybody. Don't be the bozo that ruins it for everybody. That's what I got out of that story.
But I thought that was just a cool sports moment.
It was. I'm glad I witnessed it.
It was.
I don't need to watch any more golf for a while, but it was cool watching that.
It was really fun to watch.
All right. So look, have you ever wondered what things Americans do or eat that people who are not Americans say, that's gross?
I've thought about it a little bit.
Like, that's weird.
They think what we eat is weird?
What we eat or do, that's just weird. Whatever we do is weird or gross.
I bet I can come up with some weirder things they do.
Ryan Shockett, he combed through Twitter and he found some examples. He's a BuzzFeed contributor.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And so I'm just going to go through some. I'm not going to go through all of them, but some that he found that I didn't, because we're Americans. We just do this stuff and we're like, what? When non-Americans maybe visit here and they're like, why do you do that? Why do Americans put creamer in their coffee? WTF is creamer? And why is there 100? I'm just reading. And why is there 100,000 types of it in the flavor? And flavor is spelled FLAVOUR because they're not American.
Right.
Why are there 100,000 types of it in the flavor of every single chocolate bar or cereal? Seems gross and sus. Sus means suspect or suspicious. They do make like almond joy flavored creamers.
Who asked that? Who asked that question?
It's on Twitter. He just found them. I'm not going to read who said it. But why do we put all these fun flavored creamers in our coffee? I guess non-Americans just like it black.
Why do the French think Jerry Lewis is funny?
You don't need to defend everyone with some snarky retort. Why do Americans wear outdoor shoes indoors? Kind of gross, in my opinion.
Why do we wear outdoor shoes indoors?
A lot of people take off their shoes at the doors, and you either walk around in your stocking feet or you slip on house shoes, and you never wear shoes outside because you step in, dog poop or something, or there's people that have urinated on the sidewalks and stuff. If you're like going out in Mardi Gras. Al Mack that I work with, he takes Mardi Gras shoes with him to New Orleans. He wears them around New Orleans and he throws them away and he doesn't pack them back in his suitcase.
Well, that's probably a good strategy.
Right?
Yeah.
But we wear shoes outside all the time and we no telling what we step in, and then we walk in the house.
I never bring my yard shoes inside.
But we still walk around outside and wear those shoes inside.
Why do you put your purse on a table?
I know. See, that grosses you out. Why do Americans eat pasta and salad together? That is such a gross combination. I like suddenly salad. Remember the pasta salad and stuff?
I am so on board with Olive Garden. And I'm not even like 100% white.
Why do Americans wash their hair in the kitchen sink? That's gross.
That is kind of.
I've done that.
That is kind of gross.
But I've done that.
But that's when you want to wash your hair, but you don't want to take a shower.
Exactly. Or if like you're coloring your hair, like if somebody comes over to your house and like my mom and I or something will like color each other's hair, you bend over your hair, or you have a friend that cuts hair and you need to wash it. You wash it in the kitchen sink.
But that's true.
Right?
Americans will throw their baby in a kitchen sink and they will put their hair in the kitchen sink. Yeah.
Why do Americans love houses with carpets? That S is gross as F. What's wrong with carpet? They just want marble or wood floors?
If I could only have one type of flooring, it wouldn't be carpet.
Yeah, I like wood floors, but I also like area rugs. Why, and this is all in caps, this one. Why do Americans think beans on toast is gross? You gremlins have nuclear tea since you put it in the microwave.
Beans on toast?
Yeah, I think is beans on toast British?
Good eye, mate. I don't know what that means. Beans on toast.
Yeah, they eat it. They eat it.
I don't
think it's gross. Why do, this is double whys. Why do Americans buy chicken broth in a carton or a can? That is so gross. I guess you make your own by boiling.
What would it come in?
You boil it and make it yourself. Chicken stock, I guess. You boil the bones.
But if it doesn't come in a can or a carton, what am I going to buy it in?
They say it's gross.
A bag?
No, but like, why do Americans not use bidets or wash their ass? It's gross.
Yeah. Well,
bidets freak me out.
But
they're becoming more and more commonplace here.
I'm out.
Why do Americans think mafia is an aesthetic? That's disgusting. We do romanticize the mafia.
A lot of mafia,
and they're like,
I'm not going to talk bad.
There's a lot of mob movies, and they make it so like, oh, it's so romantic and Italian, but they're like, bad stuff happens. Why do Americans like making like huge versions of normal foods? It's gross. No one wants your 2-foot-high nacho burger, Bill.
Americans like big portions, big people.
Yeah, like they say if you go like to a McDonald's or in Japan, their portions are like Happy Meal size for adults there. So I don't know what the kids' Happy Meals in Japan look like, but their adult-size meals are about the size of our Happy Meal portions. That's what I've heard from people who've traveled to Japan.
Is that why Americans were like the biggest people?
I guess so. Why do Americans like pumpkin spice lattes so much? Like it's gross. Now, I have not tried an official pumpkin spice latte, but I did buy one of those Keurig cup things. That thing was so nasty. It tasted like vomit. And I don't know if I just got a bad batch or if that's what they taste like. Have you ever had a pumpkin spice latte officially?
Babe, I've been through this before. Anything in the gourd family, the freaking pumpkin, the squash, the zucchini, I am out. Nothing flavored. No, I don't like pumpkin pie. I don't like pumpkin flavored anything. Gross.
All right. Why do Americans eat pancakes with syrup, butter, bacon, and fruit? Surely that's gross. Mixing bacon and fruit?
I'm with them on that. I just give me syrup and butter.
Why do Americans rent tuxes? It's disgusting wearing the same clothes 100 other people wore.
Yeah.
Is that an American thing? We rent tuxedos? It is kind of gross.
When you're younger, you don't want to buy one. It's like, oh, I'm never going to wear this thing.
Especially like young people. But as an adult, I mean, it comes a time when a man, I think, just needs to own a suit that works both for black tie and you have that.
Right.
Your wedding suit. You can use that for black tie. Why do now this is, okay. Why do Americans use paper towels to wipe their butts?
Who does that?
That's disgusting. Now, okay, if you were in a pinch, you were at that bathroom.
No pun intended.
When you were at that fast food bathroom and they were out of toilet paper, you had to grab paper towels.
Oh,
that was in an emergency situation.
No, they weren't even paper towels. They were like that. You know when you have to wrap a box to send through the post office?
Yeah.
That brown wrapping paper? It was like that.
Yeah,
it was that hard brown paper.
I would like to go on record as saying you only use that in a case of an emergency.
I mean, it doesn't even clean. It just slides off your ass. Yeah.
And then this one, and we're going to go a little bit deeper into this one. Why do Americans like PB&J sandwiches so much? They're gross. They sound gross. Is peanut butter and jelly strictly an American food item?
I don't know, but anybody that doesn't like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches can kiss my ass.
Well, listen, we're going to get into that a little bit. We're going to get into that because apparently this is a real American thing that other people around the world do not understand. But before we get to that, listen, the countdown to summer is on. Whether you like it or not, it's coming. And I personally love swapping out my bulky winter clothes for my easy breezy summer outfits. And getting our home ready for summer too, putting away those hot, heavy blankets and things like that. But let's be real, when it comes to a comfortable home, nobody does comfort like Brooklinen.
Brooklinen.
You can create that at-home oasis with their luxurious bedding, bath towels, and loungewear that rival any five-star resort without paying that five-star resort price. And with Brooklinen's Memorial Day sale happening right now, they're offering site-wide savings on all things comfort for this summer and beyond. Brooklinen was founded by a husband and wife team, Rich and Vicky, and their goal was to create beautiful luxury home essentials that don't cost an arm and a leg. And by working directly with manufacturers, cutting out the middleman, you get premium high-quality comfort at a fraction of the retail price. Brooklinen delivers award-winning comfort direct to your door with the click of a button. And we're talking ridiculously soft bedding. I swear, Alan, it gets softer and softer with every wash.
It sure
does.
Love
our Brooklinen sheets. The towels are just so plush and absorbent. The loungewear, they are so confident you're going to love it. Brooklinen's items even come with a 365-day warranty. And did we mention they've got 75,000 five-star reviews and counting? Enough said.
Enough said. Stock up on all stock up on all things summer comfort and shop the Memorial Day sale now. And if you're listening to this podcast after the air date, don't worry. You can still go to brooklinen.com and use the promo code Kellie. Okay.
Kellie.
Yeah. For $20 off your first order of $100 plus free shipping. That's Brooklinen, BROOKLINEN.com, and enter promo code Kellie.
Kellie.
For $20 off your first order of $100 plus free shipping. Brooklinen. Everything you need to live your most comfortable life.
And there's nothing I like better than wrapping up in my Brooklinen sheets with a midnight snack of peanut butter and jelly on white bread. I don't want it on that healthy wheat bread with little seeds in it.
Wheat.
And I personally prefer chunky peanut butter over smooth, but I am outvoted in this house, and I don't like to waste, so I get the creamy, and I just enjoy that anyway.
You're so creamy.
But I didn't realize that peanut butter and jelly sandwiches are considered gross by the rest of the world. Did you know this?
Well, the rest of the world can kiss it.
Listen, apparently this is a very American thing because another guy that works for BuzzFeed, his name is Matt Stopera, he went through Twitter and found out that non-Americans are just confused by the peanut butter and jelly combination. These are other tweets that he found. And again, I'm just going to go through a few. Do Americans actually believe that a peanut butter and jelly sandwich is a worldwide thing? Well, yeah, I kind of did. I just thought that was just a basic. Another person said, serious question, guys. Is peanut butter and jelly, basically jam sandwich, actually a hit, or are Americans deceiving us? The combination just sounds like it will give you a bad stomach ache. Another one wrote, wait, Americans actually eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches? I thought it was a joke or just done in movies. What? Americans, you mean the people who think a peanut butter and jelly sandwich is an acceptable thing to eat for a meal? Yes. And then, but a couple people posted they actually decided to try it because they were like wondering what the fuss was about. And this one person posted, first time having PB&J, Americans, you did one thing right. And another said, just tried PB&J and it was top notch. Americans know what's up, to be honest. Did you realize?
I don't think about the rest of the world when I'm eating a peanut butter and jelly.
But I didn't realize that was like an exclusive American thing.
Is it though?
Apparently so.
You know what I bet is exclusively American, and it kind of makes me mental, is on the peanut butter and jelly aisle, there's that peanut butter and jelly that's striped.
Yeah, it's blended together.
Ugh.
Why?
When I make a peanut butter and jelly, I got one piece of bread here, one piece of bread here. Clean knife, peanut butter on bread, dirty knife goes in the sink. Another clean knife comes out in the jelly. Jelly on bread, put jelly on top of peanut butter, sliced diagonally.
Oh, come on. You've gone in the jelly jar and seen remnants of peanut butter in there.
Well, that wasn't
somebody
me.
uses the same spoon or knife.
That wasn't me, because then you get that jelly in your peanut butter, and you get your peanut butter in your jelly.
You don't like that?
No. I want the first mixture to be on the sandwich in my mouth.
Well, that's good to know.
That's how I do it.
You feel that way about peanut butter and honey? I'll tell you.
I'm out on that. I don't do peanut butter and honey.
I got so fat in high school.
How fat did you get?
I went from being one of the thinnest girls because I went on this huge diet before my senior year.
Huge.
And then I gained like 50 pounds my senior year of high school. I'm not joking.
Was your belt size equator?
I was going through a lot in my personal life. But
was your blood type Rocky Road?
No, I didn't. I don't like Rocky Road ice cream. What's in Rocky Road? I don't think I like it. Anyway, every night before bed, I would get just a heaping bowl full of peanut butter, and I'd squirt honey in it. And I would mix it all up with a spoon, and I would eat it. And then would go straight to bed. Why did I gain so much weight? It's baffling, isn't it?
It's almost like a bear.
Oh, it was so good,
like a bear who eats and then hibernates.
It was so good.
So the bear can sleep for 3 months.
Just if you're in you just a feel sorry for yourself mood and you want to feel better, try it. I don't know that I would get the same pleasure mixing up peanut butter and jelly because it doesn't blend like peanut butter and honey would. But anyway, I just thought that was very interesting. And I was today years old when I realized that peanut butter and jelly is an American thing.
My go-to when I was eating my feelings was an entire box of chewy Chips Ahoy.
Yeah.
An entire box.
Yeah.
I wonder how many calories that is.
And you also like drinking it with drinking milk.
Big, tall, 16 ounces of super cold 2% milk.
And it makes your brother-in-law absolutely disgustingly sick to watch you drink it.
That's because he has to eat everything gluten-free.
Yeah, he watches salad.
He has this specialized diet, right? So if I drink a big glass of milk, it makes him want to yak.
Yeah, because you don't.
Because he's also lactose intolerant.
You don't sip it; you guzzle the entire thing
in one right. Well, see, because you eat all the cookies and it kind of gets backed up in your esophagus, and then you just wash it all down.
Man, I crave cereal. I don't do it anymore, but again, I've learned to conquer some of my eating issues. I had a very unhealthy relationship with food for many years, but I love cereal. Fruity Pebbles, Raisin Bran, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Frosted Flakes, all of it. Love it. Anyway, I would run out of cereal. So I would get whatever cookies we had and I would crumble them up in a bowl and pour milk over it and I'd eat it like that. So I'd have cookies.
It's not very healthy.
It's not. I swear, y'all, I had a lot of issues, but it's good in a pinch. Crumble up some Oreos and put them in a bowl and pour milk on the top. It's so mushy and good. I do the same thing but I don't think soft chocolate chip cookies. You have to do the hard chocolate chip cookies.
Right.
You crumble them up and put them in the bowl with milk.
Yeah.
Oh, Alan.
Yeah, I was never big on dipping my cookies in milk.
Yeah, I'm not a big cookie dipper. I just drown them in it and eat it like that with a spoon.
Yeah.
Those were the good old days.
Well, I'll tell you what, speaking of sweets, our son Cole, my 15-year-old or 13-year-old, he just turned 13 this weekend. He had 2 parties, so we had 2 cakes. I made milkshakes. They had, what else did they have? Ice cream. They had a lot of sweets this weekend.
Yeah, he wanted an Oreo cake, and I always go to Kroger. I mean, this is not an ad, but our Kroger at least makes delicious cakes. They have a great bakery, and every time I've gone in there, they have these cakes that are like cookies and cream cakes, but they have Oreos around them. And of course, the year our son asked for an Oreo cake, I go in there and they don't have one. So I made a last minute decision and I got one of those frozen cakes, which is just ice cream. It's like an ice cream cake. And then we also got a regular cake, which was like marble. And so we just did 2 little.
I had a tiny little piece.
Yeah, it was like a little family thing. One was just for our immediate family, and then the next day we had aunts and uncles and grandparents over. So it was nice.
Yeah, it was nice.
A lot of sugar.
I think Kellie had a good time. He got a lot of V-Bucks for Fortnite. And one thing I wanted to bring up on the podcast, this is a good gift idea if you have like a son in your life or a nephew or maybe your husband too. I got these, there's called Scrimshaw knife kits, and you can get them at like bespoke.com or just you can go on Amazon and probably find them. But you basically carve whatever you want to in the handle of the knife. So you could carve their name or their initials, and then you use this ink to kind of wipe over it. But just look up Scrimshaw knife kits, and they make awesome gifts. So I gave Cole his first pocket knife. And on one side, I carved his name. I wrote Cole, and then I drew like a little tattoo flower and stars. And on the other side, I carved a 13. And I surprised him with that. And just as like a keepsake, he can keep it hopefully forever.
Yeah, your first pocket knife.
His first pocket knife, yeah.
And he was going to save and do the other pocket knife for our 8-year-old for when he turned 13. But he's like, Daddy, can we do one for me now too?
Yeah.
So he's getting a pocket knife at 8.
So luckily I had another kit. And I said, well, I was going to save this for you and give it to you sometime. No, I want to do it now. I'm like, okay.
Wow. That instant gratification.
So we carved a shark for Dill on one side and his initials. On the other side, a fishing hook. That's what Dylan wanted.
He's so cute.
Yeah.
We'll figure out something else to give him for his 13th. It's equally as special.
You want to bring it home for Jerome with some letters?
I did my best to bring non-lewd content.
You did, babe. You brought great content.
So there you go. And I'll let Alan wrap it up and bring it home for Jerome, as he says.
Okay, we'll bring it home for Jerome. We just have a couple of letters. One is a handwritten letter.
Love that. You don't get those very often
this
anymore.
Also came with a package I picked up at our business address, which you can find on our website, kellyandalan.com. If you want to look up our business address, you can send us money and gifts and yachts and cars and all that kind of stuff.
You don't have to send us gifts.
So this letter is from one of our presidential status members, actually presidential customer number 5, Yana Blaylock. Yana says, Alan and Kellie, I was recently cleaning out some of Mason's, her son, Mason's old things as we redo his room in more of an almost 15-year-old theme. I found this Star Wars Snuggie type blanket. I hope that Sweet Cole and Dylan can get some enjoyment out of it before passing it on down the line. Love you both so good. Yana, podcast presidential status member number 5. It's
super
this
nice.
Really cool. You put your arms through it. It's like a big robe blanket, but then it's got like I think it's a stormtrooper design on it.
Yeah. It's white with the black accents.
So I think Dilly and Cole, they will both really enjoy that. So thank you, Jana. We really appreciate that. Very, very sweet. And then we just have one letter here, but it's a little bit more lengthy, so maybe we'll just end on this.
Okay.
This one's from Shelley. Subject: Pirates and lewdness.
Pirates and lewdness.
Pirates and lewdness.
All right.
Okay. Huh. How could a pirate be lewd?
Well, read on to find out.
What does that mean?
I don't know, Alan. Read it. Do you want me to read it?
Pirates bogart things. Hi, Alan and Kellie. I put Alan first because I was hoping you'd see my letter. And Kellie said you could be sensitive, and I trust her judgment. Why do I have this reputation, this unfounded reputation?
I think people can pick up on that.
I've been misrepresented
without me having to say anything. They notice.
For 4 years, I've been misrepresented on this podcast. I just started listening to A Sandwich and Some Lovin' in January. From the beginning.
Whoa.
I'm so sorry. And now, just 5 short months later, I'm finally caught up. Using your imitation of annoyed listener voice, Alan, I've been listening to Kellie since 1998 when she was just 17. You got to be nicer to her. Just kidding. I think y'all are sweet. Okay, so I'm writing for 2 reasons. First, to agree that Grease 2 was awesome. I saw it before the first Grease, and I love it maybe even more than the original.
Aww.
I know all the songs by heart, and Michelle Pfeiffer was my idol. Cool rider. A cool rider. I need a COOLRIDER. And second, I loved the pirate movie with Christy McNichol.
Yes! And Christopher Atkins. It's so good. It's so good.
I'm sure I've seen that movie at least 38 times.
She must have had HBO like I did at the very beginning. They played that, Victory, those 3 movies over and over and over.
I fell in love with it at a tender, innocent age of 12 and memorized all of the songs. But I feel compelled to ask, when was the last time Kellie saw it? I ask because my brother hunted down this movie a couple of years ago and got it for me as a Christmas present.
Aww.
Here's the thing, Alan. You will be delighted to know that this movie is lewd.
It is.
I had no idea that when I was 12 that a song named Pumping and Blowing had...
Pumping and Blowing. Yeah.
That's all
I don't
you
remember.
got?
It's been so long. I remember it was like pumping and blowing. They were doing a song and dance to it, and it was about the ship or something because they were pirates. Y'all, it's been so long. I remember somebody tracked this down for me on a VHS tape, and I had it for years and years and no way to watch it. I don't even know where it is now, but I would not mind having it again. I love that movie so much. I don't know if it held up though.
Okay. She says, I had no idea when I was 12 that a song named Pumping and Blowing
yeah,
had anything to do with anything other than scuba diving. Or...
Oh, yeah, they were under the ocean. That's right. It was pumping and blowing because they had to, that's right. He had to pump the air into the hose. Now I remember. It's been so long since I've seen it.
Or give me a happy ending referred to anything other than love and a fairy tale. Watch it again as an adult. You will be mortified.
Oh, I'd be thrilled.
You will be horrified and giddy with hilarious entertainment. Oh, no. Giddy with hilarious embarrassment knowing your parents let you watch a movie so chock full of juicy and very lewd innuendo. Love you both desperately, Shelley.
Oh, Shelley, thanks for reminding me. It's been so long, I've forgotten parts of it.
P.S. Don't trust IMDb. The top 5 most impactful and best musicals ever released, according to me, are number 1. Well, let's start at number 5. Number 5, The Sound of Music.
I've never seen that all the way through. I've seen bits and pieces of it. I've never seen it all.
Number 4, Singing in the Rain.
Again, haven't seen it.
I've seen that one. Number 3, The Pirate Movie.
Love the pirate movie.
Lewd. Number 2, Grease.
Love Grease. Alan has not seen that.
No desire to. Number 1,
Grease 2.
No desire to see that one either.
It's fun.
PPS. I was a single parent, too, for a very long time. I got married at 42 to a man who my teenage son introduced me to. I always tell my hubby that he was worth the wait. So to anyone listening, don't lose hope.
There you go.
Shelley.
And go find the pirate movie. I'm going to make that my mission. Do we have a way to play it on DVD if I can find it on DVD?
Yes, we do.
Okay. I might find it on DVD and make Alan watch it.
We have a DVD player upstairs in the media room.
Would you watch Grease if we can get that? Just for fun.
Are you going to sing the whole time?
No, I haven't seen Grease forever. My parents would not let me go see Grease when I was in high school because they heard that there were men's butts shown because there is a scene where they moon the camera at the dance. And so my parents would not allow me to go see Grease. And all the people I knew, well, I went to Florence Christian School and we were not allowed to go see movies, but my friends that sneaked and saw movies anyway all went to see Grease. But I didn't. I was such a good girl. I didn't do anything behind my parents' back.
Why couldn't you see movies?
We were not allowed to watch movies at Florence Christian School.
What's
and we
the
also
reasoning?
had to sign a contract that we wouldn't listen to rock music.
Why?
But I did do that.
Deviltry or?
Well, we did a whole sermon at Florence Baptist Temple on Satan and stuff and music and rock, heavy metal, and backward masking was a very big deal. Where they'd play a song and you didn't know it, but backwards it was saying like Satan is king and long live Satan. And
even though you were playing it forwards.
Even though you're playing it forward, but the subliminal messages were coming into your head.
Okay.
We sat through those lessons, and then. At the time when I was a little girl, there was no such thing as PG-13. It was G, PG, R, and X. Remember?
What about NC-17?
No, it was G, PG, R, and X.
I mean, why would you go to X? I just watched the triple X.
Well, that's what NC-17 is now, is X.
Oh, really?
Yeah. NC-17 is now X because porn wasn't shown in theaters. And then the next level X would be porn.
I think what we see at the Valentin Imperial on channel 199 is NC-17. It's kind of like
porn.
Well, it is, but it's kind of like gentle porn.
Well, anyway.
Oh.
So, but my principal told me, see, my parents did allow me because my parents are like, we have final say over what we will allow you to see. And they let me go see, not Grease, and I was very disappointed I didn't get to go see Grease, but they did let me go see another movie after Grease that starred Olivia Newton-John and John Travolta. I can't remember the name of it right now.
Xanadu?
No. It was Olivia Newton-John and John Travolta in another movie, and they let me go see it. Well, somebody turned me in, anonymous. An anonymous person.
What a snark. What a rat.
And my principal ran into me in the hallway.
You got ratted out.
Kellie, he said, I just want you to know that you were turned in. And I said, well, my parents gave me permission to go. So if you call my parents, I had a good relationship with my principal because I was a really good kid. And I said, my parents gave me permission to go. And he said, well, you just have to be aware of your testimony because when people see you going into a movie theater, they don't know what you bought a ticket for. They don't know if you bought a ticket for G or PG or R.
They know what
he told me.
They know what I bought a ticket for.
So anyway, that's my story.
Okay. It's a good story, babe.
Was it a good story? It was a story.
It's a good testimony.
It was a story. Anyway, I think they've lightened up a bit at Florence Christian School since then.
God, I hope so.
I'm not sure. Anybody going to Florence Christian School now listening, or you have a kid that
Well, if they're going to Florence Christian, they ain't listening to this podcast.
No, they do. I've had some people still listening in Florence.
No, if they're actively at Florence Christian, do you think they're listening to a sandwich and some lemon?
No, not actively, not the kids,
right.
But maybe the parents, or maybe somebody knows somebody who's got a kid going there now. Do you still have to sign a contract? We had to sign a contract. But I broke the contract, didn't I? This is a long time ago, though.
All right, babe. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay.
Kind of went down a little bunny hole there. Sorry about that.
Well, that's all right. That's what you do.
It happens from time to time.
Part of your bit. You want to talk about the get-together real quick?
Yeah, you've got all the details really on that.
Well, I have them in my noodle. Let's see. June the 12th, Saturday at Oaked Barbecue Restaurant in Dallas, 5500 Greenville Avenue, from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Kellie Raspberry Evans and one Walter A. Evans will be hosting the first annual Oaked Barbecue Blowout Bash.
Right. Someone said that I should correct you on that as an English major because it's not a first annual.
Oh,
it's
I know.
Inaugural.
I know. That's why I say it.
You got the same email?
No,
it's the inaugural.
I understand.
All right.
Yeah, I understand.
Well, I feel bad.
Well,
so I did what that person asked me to do.
Right. Well, it's the first inaugural Oaked Barbecue Blowout Bash. $15, all you can eat. Not all you can drink. That's extra. But $15, you got to have a ticket to get in. So don't just show up because there may not be room. So you have to procure a ticket. I don't even know if there's still tickets available. Do you?
We need to find out. We need to stop talking about it if they're gone.
Stop talking. Yeah. But go to Oak's Instagram, link in their bio, or you can order a ticket. Okay?
All right.
Valentin Imperial, you want to talk about that?
Well, that's coming up the week of July 4th. Alan and I are inviting all of our podcast family to go on vacation with us. And if you'd like to get details on what you can get at the Valentin Imperial, our travel agent Judy can help you get hooked up. I believe the initial package that was offered is not available, but there still are rooms available. We can still get you at the resort with us. If you go to kellieandallen.com/vacation, you can get, it doesn't obligate you, but you can get information on what you can get as far as room packages and room rates.
And I know there's still people who are requesting info because I get all the notifications.
Well, kellieandallen.com/vacation.
And we're going to have a new version hat this year. This is minor detail, but this is going to be a one-of-a-kind, one-run thing that only the people who go on the vacation get.
Well, that's worth the price of admission.
Yes, I'm working on it right now.
And we're going to have a cocktail party. I mean, it's an all-inclusive resort. It's not like it costs us anything to have a cocktail party.
Yeah, but
we're going to have one event where we all can kind of get together. Because, when you're at a resort and people are in the pool and stuff, you're like, are they with our group or not? Well, if you're wearing the hat, you're kind of with our group. But that'll be a time for us to all, talk to each other with our clothes fully on and dry.
Yeah.
And not necessarily sober, but, it'll be fun.
The amazing Alonzo maybe walking around doing some street magic.
Maybe.
He did that the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep, you did.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either, honestly.
All right, babe.
I'm just agreeing at this point.
Well, I love you desperately.
I love you.
I love our listeners desperately.
Love
y'all. I love them so desperately that I'm sure we'll podcast again in a couple of days. What's today?
Yeah, today. Well, we're recording this on Monday. It's dropping
on
Tuesday.
That's right.
And we'll be back recording
dropping
another one on Thursday.
Real soon. And in the immortal words of the great Keanu Reeves, life is good when you have a good sandwich.